Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review, we're going to be looking at the War for Cybertron Voyager class Kingdom Inferno figure. So what we're going to do with this video, we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We're then going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes to help you decide how you want to display him. We'll also see how the accessories work again in each mode. We can then do some comparisons with him and some other figures that have shared the same mold, as well as, of course, doing some comparisons with him and some other Inferno figures down the Generations toy line, including his Generation 1 self. Now, before we get started, I need to thank Rohan Mahir, and that's who I brought this from. He sells things on eBay under the name Blue Streak, and as I say, I'm sure you guys saw me purchase this from the TFCon in Birmingham at the weekend. Before we open the box as well, let's have a look at this amazing artwork. They really just set the bar again with these Kingdom boxes. It's just brilliant, and it's exactly what it should be like. The boxes should be just as nice, you know, as opening up the figure. But the lovely Kingdom artwork there, especially for people who display mint in sealed box. Look at that. What they need to do now, though, is create like a huge, I suppose, picture with them all. But yeah, lovely. Let's open this guy up then and have a look at him. So I forgot how big the boxes were, to be honest. I haven't had a Voyager Kingdom figure in ages, and with the last couple of figures that I've got being in the legacy ones, you forget just how much bigger this is. Have I got everything? No, one more piece of tape here, and let's have a look at him then. So yeah, this figure obviously has been out for some time. I had some interest in him, but then what I did was I went and brought, look at that, all wasted space, huge. And then went and brought this guy because I love Artfire and I love the character, and I just fell in love with the mold. It's just so good. I like the transformation process. It's very satisfying. It's quite simple, but it's just good. And I'm also looking forward to Hauler, which will be out at some point later this year. So I think for that reason, obviously, I've got to complete the set. Right, what have we got here? Let's have a look at whichever card this is. You can also see at the back, you've got the back of his legs and, of course, the back of his ladder. And we've got Megatron for a change. Megatron's there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to separate him and all of his accessories free and come straight back to you. Okay, so we're going to just do some quick first impressions, and let's have a quick look at the accessories that come with him as well. So we've got two nozzles, one for the head and of course one for the hose. We've got two actual hose pipes as well, which have got the 5mm dowel on, which we'll be able to put on the side. We'll be doing all this in a second. And of course we've got his gun. Right, let's have a quick look at him. We've got a lovely new head sculpt with the brilliant blue eyes. We've got articulation in the head. Doesn't really look up and down because it's too enclosed in that gap, but you can see you can twist it all the way around. Shoulders, as you'd expect, out to the side, all the way around. We've got a waist swivel. We've got the same with the hips, out to the side, front, back, knees, biceps. You can't really call it wrists because that's just for transformation purposes. And of course, you've got ankle rock. I don't tend to spend too much time on the articulation of these new figures because they are pretty much what you'd expect them to be. But there you go. He looks all right. We're going to have a more detailed look at him a bit later. But first and foremost, let's have a look at him in his alternate mode. So here we are then in the alternate mode, the lovely looking fire engine. Quick apologies for no transformation process on this video. It will be uploaded separately. Two reasons: one, to keep the length of the video down, and not to spoil it for people who don't want to see it. You'll also be pleased to know that these tabs in the back go in and out. Normally they don't snap off like they did obviously with grapple. So this is as basic as it's going to look at the moment before we put any of the accessories on. We'll start off with the hose pipes. You've got these large 5mm ports either side here. We've got the two hose pipes, and of course you can attach these here. If you don't want to put these on, you can as well, with it being the same size port. You can put some battle masters, fossilizers, whatever you want. You can power these up again as much as you want. The beauty of this is exactly that. You can just have a right play around with it. We've now got the gun, and you've got a choice of how you want to attach this. That's mainly for where he's being like in his hold in his hand and in robot mode, and then you've got these two either side. But if you wanted to, you could still attach it like that, have it facing up or turn it around. It doesn't necessarily fit there because of the wing, but of course if you take it and pop it sideways on like that, you can of course hold on to it, no problem. We can now extend the ladder if you want to, up and down. This will rotate all the way around as well, which is good. And then you've got a choice. You can either put in fact, let's have a look at this. I'll spin it around. We're going to put this one on the front. This is what I was saying about your choice. You've got that again port there. You can pop this on the side. I think it'll fit at the front. Let's have a look. No, it doesn't, so you haven't got a choice. Apologies. You can pop that there. You could also pop it down there if you wanted to. Again, any of the places where you've got these ports. You've now got this last little nozzle which has got a cutout in it there, and there's an extended piece of plastic there on the side of the ladder. You can pop this there. So there he is. In fact, let's put the gun on this side as well, just so you can see him with all of the parts on this side. Again, I've said this in the other videos regarding these sort of figures. I do like the fact that you can put all of the accessories on him in this particular mode, so you haven't got to worry about losing anything. You could also, I would imagine, if you wanted to, yep, you could put the gun at the front like so. Let's do a very, very quick comparison with his G1 self. So again, it looks good. It's just such a shame they don't use the chrome so much in the newer figures, because as you can see, it really makes it shine, really makes it pop. And I suppose the only other thing is the original one, the ladder, double sort of cascades out. It's huge. Whereas with the new one, you've just got, to my knowledge, and I don't think, no, there's nothing else inside there and I don't want to break it. You haven't got that option, unfortunately. But again, different toy. I still think it looks good. Right, what we're going to do then, final time, come back in the robot mode, see how we can use his accessories, and of course do some comparisons. Okay then, final time in the robot mode, and let's power him up with all his accessories. So first things first, we're going to take this little nozzle part, and this is going to go just there, just as I say, on the one side of his head. Again, mimicking lovely the G1 figure, which you'll see in a second. The gun can obviously go in his hands like so. Of course, you can just pop these back on. I took these off just to show in the transformation purpose. You can, again, if you want to leave them off, as I said, you can put weapons, attachments, battle masters, fossilizers, etc. And then you've got this part here, which, let's see if you can pop it somewhere. Yeah, you can still, if you wanted to, you can pop this at the side, just out of the way. But what it's intended for, or of course you can stick it on the ladder. Again, I mentioned in the other mode that this is brilliant, the fact that you can have everything stored on the particular figure at once. But what its main purpose for, and again, this is to mimic the G1 version, is if you turn the hand all the way around, you've got an attachment where you can then take this, let me take it back off the side, like so, and pop it there. So he's got a nozzle for a hand. And there you go, it's good. Again, really, really fond of this particular mould. It looks good. The tyres could have been perhaps rubber, but that's me just being, again, super pedantic with it. Let's move the box out of the way. Here is the G1 figure, which I mentioned. There is, of course, the extra nozzle at the top. Again, shame no chrome, but you can see what I've done there. Gun and nozzle, so it's completely matching that, looking great. Another version of Inferno I've got is the Henkai version from 2009. This is a much bigger one. That's classed as a Voyager class figure as well. And of course, as you can see, he is huge. He looks great. But for now, let's have a quick look at these two figures. So this guy was released first with the problems with the tabs. This guy after. And then I believe this guy, of course, more recent. And soon we'll be able to put a green one next to him as well. But this concludes and rounds up, I suppose it's a bit of a belated review because, again, he's been out for quite some time. But again, maybe like me, maybe you were sitting on the fence, weren't 100% sure. So if this has helped you with your decision, if you want to get one as well, that's great. Let me know in the comments. But there you go, guys. This is Kingdom Voyager class Inferno. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Like and comment. And don't forget to subscribe.